And he told me one thing: never stop learning. Hey, what's going on, guys? This here is Nicholas with the Motivation Hotspot. Thank you so much for joining me. And today we're talking about the fact that working for somebody else is a good thing. Let's hop in. So first of all, thank you so much for joining me here. Click the like button if you liked the video after you watched it. Make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell to not miss any episodes what I will drop every week, probably between Saturday and Sunday. For that being said, now let's talk about why working for somebody else is a good thing. So first and foremost, working for somebody has two benefits, regardless if it's a good employer or a bad employer. So why is that? Working for somebody, let's say it's not the greatest, you have a douchebag as a boss and he or she is treating you not awesome. This is not a good thing. Obviously, this is not a good thing, but you can see what you will do different than your current boss. In order to learn, you always have to get hurt in some way. But the point is this: once you learn that one way does not work, it's up to you to find a way that works. So before you actually judge your employer that he is treating you unwell, you need to find out why is that. The only way to find out is to stick around for about 3 to 6 months, or like eventually a year, depending how bad it is, obviously. And obviously there's no legal issues going on, but let's put this away. So let's say you have a good employer. This is actually more dangerous than the actual bad employer. So why is that now? Working for somebody you like to work for, but the money is not the greatest. So this is something what happened to me when I was used to work for a dealership down in Monterey when I started out here in the United States. They liked me, but they also knew that I have no clue how great my value is. So I did not do my research because I didn't want to stick around that long anyway. So for me, it wasn't that big of a deal until I realized it. They treated me really well. They let me learn so many things, and that's why it's very important that this is a good thing to work for a good employer, because you get exposed to certain departments, certain divisions, and you can learn how they operate and communicate within each other, which is very good and very important. The bad thing and the very dangerous thing is though that if they don't want to pay you that much you are actually asking for, then you need to ask yourself why. Again, they like you and it seems like they really like you, but at the same time you don't get paid the much you actually would like to get paid. So now it's up to you to either generate more skills, then you can replace a couple of employees. That's number one. This is what I did. Number two, you just find a different job. Number three is actually giving you a very good thing, a very good skill. Even though they don't want to pay you that much, it gives you a very good skill to see how they actually convince you to work for less money. So keep in mind, every business is a business and it's all about the numbers, right? So if you are unable to convince your manager, your boss, and you don't get that much paid you actually wanted to get paid, remember what they say to you, how they act to get you the money you are actually getting. That's a good thing, even though it's not good, but it's good. You'll learn out of it. If they give you a soft stop or something, and they don't want you to dig deeper in their business, that's an indicator that you should switch the job. Safe jobs or not safe jobs, I don't believe in that much, because if they want to get rid of you here in the United States, it goes like that. They get rid of you and you're just lost. Different in Germany. Let's dive into high school students. Okay, if you're a high school student, please listen carefully. Please spend some attention. It's about 1 or 2 minutes and then you can skip. High school is not bad at all. I know that there are so many gurus and mentors and everything that say school is just trash. It's not. Why is it not trash? Okay, so everything what you learn in there, that's actually trash, yes. Everything what you see in the algebra and geography and whatever that is, it's not the greatest thing, but my point is this: look at the great picture, look at the big ass picture what you actually have to accomplish. You are spending time which is about 10 years in school. That means that they encourage you to learn more and more and more and more if you want to or not. So keep an eye on the fact that you actually have to learn something. You have to study. Study and learning, study and learning. You don't want it, you better get a bad grade. You know what's in real life? Instead of getting a bad grade, you actually get no money. That's the catch. People are just saying, oh, this is what you learn on how you do the math and all those things. It doesn't really matter what the actual topic is, what you learn. The point is that you have to study in order to get a good grade. You get a good grade, you get the benefits of, I don't know, like some ice cream places give you free ice cream or whatever that is. But the point is afterwards, after school, there's nothing that you can grades on. You don't get grades. So put the grades away and realize if you keep studying the right thing, you actually generate more money than somebody who is just working at plan after plan after plan from the employer. Create that habit. Learn the fuck so much that you cannot think straight anymore. Sounds stupid, but trust me. I wish I did it, and now I'm 26 and I started learning excessively about money making things. I think 4 years ago. Don't waste the money I did, and don't waste the time. Time is money. So don't waste your money and time to pursue the perfect job. Seek for jobs that give you a certain skill. Once you develop that skill, move on to the next one. You're a high school student, you can apply for internships, and the internships usually give you a pay. But the pay is not the most important thing. The important thing is the skill, because the skill will be used later on to actually build and drive your business. So keep that in mind. High school students, good job. Keep going. So college students, now we're talking about the college students and what they think about working for the biggest brands. It's not a bad thing. Again, working for somebody else is not a bad thing, but don't plan on work for that one company for the rest of your life, because that pretty much gives you the thing of you will never learn something else. If you work for a company, you feel like you're secure, your job security is like really high. I give you a little insight, it's not. If, like I said, if they want to get rid of you, they can want to get rid of you pretty quick. And it goes down to, are you willing to learn more and more, or are you just stop your learning process and just go to work 9 to 5 and you're out of the hook? It's up to you. I mean, working for somebody is not a bad thing. If you do want to choose that route and you want to do the same thing, choose a very big company. The bigger the better. But I encourage you again to learn more within the company so you can get greater positions, give you more job security. The lower your job and your job description is, the more likely they fire you if the company doesn't run well. So keep that in mind. But if you do decide to actually start a business while you're in college, that's also a very, very good time to actually do this. So why is that? You're in college, you have time to actually start the business, run the business, and go to school and get a degree. Don't go to the college and just pick random majors just because you want to go to college. Well, no. Save your money. I think that's major CEOs of those Fortune 500 companies, they also encourage you not go to college just to be in college. That's not the purpose of college. You better start working somewhere, make some bucks and some extra bucks, and then once you figure out, okay, this is the direction I want to go, then you go to college. Okay, so don't just choose a freaking major in coronavirus psychology stuff. Come on now. However, so when you're in college, you are able to start the business. You can accumulate small money, and over time it generates more money, so you actually don't need your degree anymore. This is, by the way, how Starbucks. This is how Facebook worked. Mark Zuckerberg did not just quit his college degree. He first had to run the business, which was Facebook. Then he saw the potential and the investors jumping in, hopping on, and then he decided to quit college. Okay, so don't get it twisted. Don't be confused of, in order to be successful I have to quit this and this. This is not how it works. They were prepared beforehand and then they decided to quit. Okay, very important. So if you were not successful in that time frame of your college time, don't worry. Start working for a company, but make sure that you get hired in that area you want to get hired, that skill you want to learn. You want to do sales, go in a sales position. If you are if you're conscious of, okay, you're an introvert, go to sales, go to marketing, go to like those communication brands that you actually have to go out and talk to new people all the time. This is the way I did it. Okay, so make sure, go there, get a job where you learn the skill you need to learn. Okay, so that gives you a benefit of your business and later on. Okay, find those jobs that give you the ability to grow your personal skills. You have to increase your skills and your knowledge. This is called experience. Okay, so college students, you guys can move on. Now we talk about young adults and people who are actually started their career. So this is something that I have to touch base on myself, because that's pretty much applying to me. I did start working in a dealership as a technician, but I actually did not pursue anything big. For me, it was just internally, I wanted to be the shop manager, like this, quick. So it took me actually just 3 years until I got my first 4 technicians underneath of me. So that's actually pretty cool, because usually it takes about 10 to 15 years to get that kind of status. Okay, so what did I do? I went from high school, I did not have any bright future, I was pretty much broke because of certain other things that happened, but I had literally no money, and I decided to just get out of the house, away from home, and I wanted to work. I wanted to work so hard that I don't have to be at home. Therefore, I worked so much. I literally worked between 80 and 90 hours a week just to be not at home. It's kind of sad, but at the same time, it actually gave me the ability to learn more skills inside the company I was used to work for. I was a trainee, but I was curious about how the warranty works. How does it work to talk to clients? My supervisor, he gave me, and I call him my very first mentor, and he told me one thing: never stop learning. He gave me that thing, that he planted that seed in my head to actually always keep asking, always be curious how things work. He placed that seed in my head. The moment you stop learning, you will fall behind. And I never understood why he actually said this, but now after 9 years. After 9 years, I realized what he actually meant. It's not just of that being a technician thing. He saw potential in me to be maybe the co-owner of that thing at some point. but I didn't see that. What he was trying to say was, and I probably wouldn't even believe what he would say at that time because my teenage age was not that of good influence, I would say. But he mentioned this: when you stop learning, you become less worth. But if you continue to learn, then you accumulate some sort of a value you can put on the table at some point when you try to negotiate a certain price you want to have instead, right? Therefore, I started actually speed up the process. So I was curious about how getting a master tech in order to be a shop manager and all those things. So there are even certain ways I could cut corners in order to get there officially. I went to school. I did the schooling after my full-time job, which at that time was 50 to 60 hours. I had school every day, 3 hours, including weekends. And so that meant for me working and schooling for 2 years for about 90 hours. I still went to the gym. I wanted to get buffed, but I was also used to smoke, so everything went down the drain. However, it showed me something very, very interesting. After 4 years, I was a shop manager. That was only possible because I started learning excessively that one skill at a time, one skill at a time, but very concentrated, very focused, laser focused. Learn. Once you're done with learning, I was a shop manager. I was not able to get any more tasks I needed to get done because my boss, the general manager, was not a fan of that. So he put everything on the line, so I was not able to do anything that I can actually get my degree, because as soon as I get that degree, I have to get officially more money. And this is where it stopped at that position, and I had to leave. And trust me, I didn't feel well to leave. I really wasn't, because I was used to love my supervisor. I was used to love my trainees I had underneath of me. Everybody except my boss was pretty much like pro my journey. This is how crazy it was. And still I was not happy because I knew that my boss was not willing to give me more money. But I had future plans. And this is where I started creating my own thing. I started my own company afterwards, and it just straight up failed because I did not get the finance piece of that company. See, that was a missing piece. But then I switched the job, and I switched the job so drastically that I was actually a secretary for a BMW tech company. It was like a development company for creating a new car. So that was a nice insight. Then I saw different numbers. Instead of talking about hundreds and thousands, we talked about 10,000s to 100,000 steals. Okay, that's like mind-blowing. You will see different numbers, and that gives you more motivation to actually start it over again. Try to see new perspectives. Now that's that thing of just starting out the career. Lastly, we are talking about people who work for 10 or 15 years at the same job, same company. I don't want to disencourage you to do whatever you do. I'm really impressed that you made it through that long, but I want you to actually go in yourself, evaluate, does it give you more things to learn? Do you still learn or do the same thing over and over again? Is that so? Please leave the job, send applications to other companies, even competitors. Just do it. I encourage you to switch the job. It will help you to navigate through different things. And don't get disencouraged if you worked for 20 or 30 years. Still, switch the job. I promise you will not regret it, because I need to rephrase it. If you work for 20 or 30 years and your plan is not to be an entrepreneur or a business owner at some point, or an investor or anything like that, you just want to be an employee, stay. You're protected. But still, try to go up the ladder. Try to learn. Your age does not matter. If they want to get rid of you, they want to get rid of you. But if you increase your value and your value to the company, they don't want to let you go. That's for sure. If you are 30 years in the company or something, or 40 years or 20 years, and you sit in the same position for, I don't know, like a certain amount of time, 5 years or more, try to get the promotion. Just try it. Ask your boss, what do you need to do? What do they need to see in order to actually get the promotion to you? Ask for more tasks. do whatever needs to get done in order to be valuable to the company, okay? So that's very important. And I think that's pretty much it. Like I said, working for somebody else, you learn so many things, but you have to be willing to learn those things. You are always welcome to start your own thing, but make sure that you do not quit the job in order to start that thing. That's not how it works. Always have your job 100% of your job that gives you the stability and security to not fuck it up. And then you give 110% your own little side hustle. So start the thing and then evaluate what do you need to learn in order to succeed with your side hustle. That's where it comes down to, do you have to change the job? Do you need to actually get the promotion done? What do you need to do in order to be successful with your own thing? Be ready to give away your job for a younger kid that just graduated from college because he wants to learn the same thing as you did. Don't think it's a secure job, that's why I don't want to leave that job. That's not what life is about. Life is about learning and succeeding and learning. That's pretty much it for today. Thank you so much for power through. Thank you so much. If you liked it, I would love to actually get a like from you, support me to spread the message out to the world, that they get encouraged to do more and do better in the life. If you have any questions or suggestions, what you did or you would like to learn, drop it down in the comments down below. Let other people know what your way was. Encourage each other. I just want to make sure that we have built a community together to actually encourage ourselves to get better, to find ways to get more skills, to become more valuable. That's all that matters. The bigger you value, the more money you get, the happier you will be. If a crash or recession or whatever comes, you are prepared. You have skills. Nobody can take those skills. Thanks again and see you next time. Take care.
Falling through the clouds from 1,000 miles. It's like I'm never gonna hit